Hi everyone and welcome to a video on the Canon EOS 70D, which I'm videoing in now, viz the Canon EOS 7D Mark II. Now this is just my take on it. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just going to tell you what I think the pro features are of the 7D Mark II viz the 70D. Now I do know that you can get the 70D quite considerably cheaper than the 7D Mark II, so there's one positive to the 70. In fact, I'll give you the positives for one camera first and then go to the next, because it'd be easier that way. So the 70D has one, it has the swivel screen, which I'm actually looking at myself. Sorry if I knocked the mic. It has a swivel screen and I'm actually looking at myself now, and I can see the brightness and I can see I'm in focus, which is a fantastic feature to the 70D. The 70D also has touchscreen, which sometimes can be very handy when you're in certain situations and it keeps losing focus. You can quickly touch the screen to bring it back. But I will tell you that when it does start to lose focus in certain scenes, it does it all the time. So you physically have to touch the screen, like say on my face, as soon as you see it in, turn the AF off. And so, do you know what I mean? That's where it's 7D Mark II, you could do the same thing with the 7D Mark II. So that's a positive. They're the positives really for the 7D, the 70D vs the 70D is really the touch screen and the flip out screen, because the same focus system in that camera for video is in this camera. So now I'm actually watching the square jump around my face. If I just click that camera off and click the 7D on there, now I know it's frame correct because I can see it on my 70D. I could hit record and I know damn well that it'd keep me in focus for the rest of this video. And that's it. That's your positives to your 70D, and it's a little bit cheap. So you've got touch screen, flip out screen, and you can probably get it quite considerably cheaper than 7D Mark II. Now I'm going to give you the positives for the 7D Mark II, obviously over the 70D. Well, the 7D Mark II has a full magnesium alloy body, which straight away that just makes it feel stunning in the hand. This camera, even though I've not got a grip for it yet, I'm going to get one shortly, it feels awesome in the hand. Absolutely really nice camera to hold. That's one point. Number 2 point, the screen is slightly higher definition on the back. Not that you can really tell, but you know, it's worth mentioning, and I think it's a touch bigger. I'm not 100% sure on that though, I could be wrong. But that's 2. That it's slightly higher definition. 3, it's got 65 cross-type AF focus points, and I mean that one thing there actually really distinguishes the two cameras. Forget the other 2 that we just spoke about. So that's 3. That's 3 points. Then we've got 4. It's got GPS. Don't know if that's going to excite anybody too much, but it has got GPS. But then, sorry, a negative to the 7D Mark II is it doesn't have Wi-Fi. The 70D does. So there's another plus to the 70D. We get dual card slots. That is a phenomenal feature. Absolutely really good feature to have for this camera. And then another positive to the 7D Mark II is it's a stop better, at least, in low light. So you get better images and better quality video in low light. And another, it goes slightly higher on the ISO as well. So it goes up higher in the ISO range. It's a bit noisy, but you have got it if you need it. And let me just think if there's anything I've left out. We've got dual card slots, we've got the AF focus system. But you'll see all them points just there, especially the dual card slots and the AF point. The 65 cross-type F, oh sorry, 60 frames a second video, 60 frames, but a slight negative to this is, it doesn't do the dual pixel AF focusing, tracking what the 70D is doing now, in 60 frames, which I think is absolutely pap. That's actually quite annoying. That's a massive negative. I don't understand why they've done it. I hope they fix it in a firmware update, but you've got to basically, you can still press the shutter and move the square and focus on me, and it'll focus, and then you can do your 60 frames, but you can't actually, it won't follow focus, which is a bit crap. But there you go, all them features make the 70D a much better camera. Sorry, the 7D Mark II, a much better camera than the 70D. Now, it's up to you whether you think those features alone are worth getting the 7D Mark II over the 70D. I would say to you, if you're just getting into videography now and photography, you should be doing videography if you're doing photography. In this day and age, it goes hand in hand. I do a lot of video now as well as photo. In fact, I'm probably doing slightly more video than photography. So, you know, you've got to move on with times. I mean, Jared, I watched a video from Jared the other day and one of his raw talks or something like that, and he mentions it, and he says that you should, and he's right. I mean, he's in America and I'm over here, but he's right. You know, you need to move on with the times. You can't just say, well, I'm a film photographer and that's all I'm going to do and that's me. You need to move across with times. So you want to get a camera that's highly capable of taking fantastic stills and fantastic video. And now, I'm not saying the 70D doesn't do both, because it does. I don't like the 70D for stills a great deal. It's one of my worst cameras. Now, I have had about 6 70Ds, so it's not just this one, but it's one of the worst cameras for missing focus. Especially, not in video, it's great, and in live view through the focus system there, because it's a different focus system, it's fantastic. And anytime I shoot under f2, f2.5, 2.8, I always use the live view. And I'm a photographer, I like to put the camera up to my eye, but I'll use the live view because it gets much better focus than using the built-in. So yeah, I would say if you are new to it and you're looking for a camera and you're not used to the touchscreen on the 70D and you don't need the flip out on it, definitely get the 7D Mark II, because it's a much more capable camera in every aspect. But if you're quite new to it and you fancy a touchscreen and you like the flip out and you like that you can touch the screen to focus, because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because it's absolutely outstanding. And if Canon rang me up now and said, John, we're really sorry, can we sling you a touchscreen, a flip out screen on your 7D Mark II, I'd take it hands down. I'd love it if it did have one. All I'm saying is it's not a deal breaker, but I would love it if it did have it, because it makes so much sense that you can just touch the screen. Like now, you could touch the wall and it'll pull focus from the wall, then touch my eye and it'll pull focus, and it does it really good. Whereas it's not going to be quite as easy to do on the 7D Mark II. And if I find it, if it's not locking on focus as I want, like the 70D, I'll touch the screen, say the bride's face. As soon as it comes in, I'll turn the AF off. With this, I'd probably have to manually focus or move the square back over the bride's face, watch it come into focus, then turn the AF off. Now that could take an extra 2 or 3 seconds longer than with the 70D. And 2 or 3 seconds don't sound long, but if it was a very important and somewhere, a very important moment, 2 seconds is an eternity and you could have missed it. So you have got to be careful. And at weddings for now, this is going to be my centre camera. It's either going to be taking stills. If I'm not doing stills, it'll be in the aisle on the centre. Same as with the speeches, it'll be the centre camera. I'll focus, I'll shoot quite wide. I'll just let the AF take care of it. It's only a centre camera and I'll see how it gets on. But so far, I think it blows the 70D out of the water. But I wouldn't sell, because somebody said to me the other day, well, why didn't you sell that 70D there and get another 7D Mark II? And then you've got 2 7D Mark IIs. And I must admit, the screen is the thing that would stop me from doing it. That's the only thing. So it is quite an important thing as well. That's what I'm trying to say, is I'm knocking it saying I don't need it, and I don't need it, but it is also very important to have it at the same time. So, and I will say that I've been testing the 7D Mark II for a while now, and the focus system, people will tell you if you're a sports shooter to get the 7D Mark II. Well, yeah, that absolutely does make sense. But guys, this does fantastic video. It takes fantastic stills. If you're a wedding photographer and you're looking for a backup APS-C size sensor, 7D Mark II, why not? It's got dual card slots. You can shoot RAWs to one, JPEGs to another, or you can shoot RAWs to both, or JPEG, whatever tickles your fancy. You can do that. I mean, the one feature alone makes it a fantastic camera for using for photographs. I wish they'd let you write video to both cards. I mean, this does have a dual digit processor. I'm sure it'd be capable, but it doesn't, unfortunately, which is a crying shame. But yeah, don't hesitate in the 7D Mark II because it's a fantastic camera. I know there's a couple of people say online that it's slightly softer and it's slightly this and it's slightly that, but 98% of the reviews tell you it's an absolute stunning camera. Now obviously I'm not reviewing it right now, I am in the process of making the video, but I will tell you, spoiler alert, that it's an absolutely outstanding camera, and it is, whether you're going to choose it or not, it's better than the 70D, but whether it's better for your needs is another story, but it is definitely 100% a better capable camera than the 70D. 100%, which to be fair, it should be, because it's come out a few years after, so it should be better. It should be better in low light. It should, it's got the dual AF focus system, which the 70D's got, which is fantastic. It's got dual card slots, which is fantastic, which the 70D doesn't have. It's got, like I say, 65 focus, but it's got magnesium alloy body. But to be honest, they've made this more, like they say, for a sports photographer, really would want 65 cross type focus points. He'd want dual card slots, so maybe he can shoot RAWs to one, or he might even shoot JPEGs to both cards, but he's got himself a backup. And he'd want the magnesium alloy rugged body, and this is more weather sealed than the 70D. This is fully weather sealed. I believe if you put a weather seal lens on it, like my 24 70-8, you could probably run it under a tap near enough and it'll take it. I don't think the 70D would, not with a plastic flip out screen and stuff like that. So that's what this camera's geared against. Anyway, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe.